Ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news. In this video, I'm going to show you how after I sent an email to the New York Times business reporter, the New York Times is now giving attention to S.4227. That is the bill that will ensure that the Small Business Administration disperse the full $10,000 advance to all legitimate small business applicants of the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. And watch this video until the end, because I'm going to tell you how you can email this reporter and what we're going to do with this press coverage to ensure that the federal government forces the Small Business Administration to disperse the full $10,000 Economic Injury Disaster Loan advance to all legitimate small business applicants, ladies and gentlemen. I just dropped this video today, this morning, just in case you haven't been watching, where I called on everybody to email Stacy Cowley, business reporter, over at the New York Times, who explicitly requested people's feedback in regards to what challenges and what experiences and what frustrations they have encountered dealing with the SBA, applying for the Economic Injury Disaster Loan and its advances. And shortly after the video went live, this is what happened, ladies and gentlemen. Ms. Cowley got back to me with the following email, and it reads, "Hi there, I think you already saw this, but I just finally published an EIDL piece that's been in the works for a while. That's the link. I'll be keeping an eye on what comes of the Senate bill proposal." Okay, so the article basically covers how the Small Business Administration placed an arbitrary cap of $150,000 on economic injury disaster loans, and the Small Business Administration hasn't had a legitimate response to placing that arbitrary cap, when the Small Business Administration was supposed to disperse loans of up to $2 million. And S.4227, the Insuring Increased Disaster Loan for Small Businesses Act, will block the Small Business Administration from placing such arbitrary caps on loan amounts and advance amounts. Small Business Administration will have to disperse the full $10,000 advance to all economic injury disaster loan applicants. So I'll go ahead and fast forward. I went and scroll down to the part where the New York Times, where Ms. Stacy Cowley gives attention to this new bill. Two senators, John Cornyn, Republican of Texas, and Jackie Rosen, Democrat of Nevada, introduced legislation on July 21st that would provide the agency with billions more for its disaster loan program and prohibit it from capping loans at less than $2 million. Ms. Rosen said the agency had not explained its arbitrary caps. The agency had refused to publicly request more financial support for EIDL, despite small businesses across the country struggling to cover their operating costs. She said the cap has left many borrowers with loans that they fear will not be enough to keep their businesses afloat. According to the article, there are 400,000 businesses that may have qualified for a loan over $150,000. Nonetheless, because of the Small Business Administration's arbitrary cap, they don't qualify for more money, and they need it nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why I told you this morning to go ahead and stay on top of what I do in this channel, because I work nonstop to go right at the source, ladies and gentlemen. You see how we opened a direct line of communication with the Small Business Administration. We see how we opened a direct line of communication with the office of Chairman of the U.S. Senate Committee on Small Business and Entrepreneurship, Marco Rubio. Go directly to the source, directly to the horse's mouth. Stay subscribed. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Let me pronounce that correctly. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as yet, because I will keep you on top of what nobody else will. I'm a reporter. I'm a journalist. My work has been seen on Forbes magazine, on U.S. News and World Report, USA Today, CNN, Huffington Post, PBS, just to name a few of these outlets. So go ahead and email this lady. And just because I report what no one else will, I still welcome with open arms every other YouTube channel creator on this platform to go ahead and support S.4227, ladies and gentlemen, regardless of whatever disagreements we may have had in the past. If I offended anybody, I apologize, because this issue, S.4227, is a lot greater than everything. All the, quote, YouTube drama and everything that we discuss, and you call this that, and it wasn't supposed to be called that. Everyone's out for the same objective, to ensure that each and every one of you is funded with the resources you need in order to save this economy. Because, as I said before, as Americans, as consumers, we make up 70% of GDP. As small businesses, around 40% of GDP, ladies and gentlemen. The gross domestic product, the monetary value of finished goods in a region for a particular time, ladies and gentlemen. So I call on everybody. I call on each and every viewer of this channel to go ahead and hit the comment section of other channels that you watch and tell them to support S.4227, ladies and gentlemen, by doing what I'm about to tell you to do right now. Stay subscribed here, because I'm going to give you everything that happens. All these developments, I'm going to give them to you in real time, ladies and gentlemen, as I've been doing to work towards ensuring that each and every one is funded. Because that's what I want you to do at this particular point in time, so we can save our country. It's a lot bigger than me. It's a lot bigger than you. It's a lot bigger than all of these creators. But together, if we collaborate, Jason Mack, Speak and See, Clear Value Tax, Meet Kevin, Stephen Gardner, everyone, I call on everyone to go ahead and come together. And forgive me if I didn't mention you, but nonetheless, if you are for the American people, if you are for our country to stay a superpower, to establish and to maintain our position as a superpower, as the greatest country, the greatest democratic experiment ever known to man, rise with me. Rise with me, and go ahead and give as much attention to S.4227 to force the Small Business Administration to disburse a full $10,000 economic injury disaster loan advance to all legitimate small business applicants. Go ahead and contact Miss Cowley at stacy.cowley@nytimes.com. You go ahead and take the link to this New York Times article, send it out to the office of Chairman Marco Rubio. Okay, I'm gonna put the email of Mr. Josh Duncan. He's the research assistant over at the office of Chairman Marco Rubio. Go ahead and email them and show them how this thing is getting attention. It's getting enough press coverage where it is a requirement to ensure that our small businesses have enough funding to save our country. You can contact also the Committee on Small Business and Entrepreneurship at sbc.senate.gov. That is sbc.senate.gov. And the two top Democrats that are negotiating. I don't give you the contact information for Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin as yet and Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, because at this particular point I'm not sure how to contact them. I'll go ahead and look that up and tell you in a future video. Nonetheless, contact the two top Democrats that have shown that they do support economic injury disaster loan advances, because at least they put down $10 billion in order to renew the program. That's speaker.gov/contact. You can go ahead and contact Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, and Democrat Senator from New York State, Chuck Schumer. That's schumer.senate.gov. There is a link which reads contact. It reads contact, and then once you click it, it gets a drop-down menu, and there's a selection which reads email Chuck, and it'll load up the contact form. It's Democrat Senator Chuck Schumer. Now, that's not saying that I prefer Democrats over Republicans. I prefer small business. I prefer Americans. I prefer my country, ladies and gentlemen. Understand? But these are the key people right now that are working towards getting a bill together, ladies and gentlemen, to pass the next disaster relief package. And I want to ensure that we include S.4227 in this bill, in this entire package, or that Congress appropriates the same amount of funding to have the Small Business Administration open up the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Advance Program and disperse the full $10,000 to each applicant of the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. Let them know it's an absolute necessity, ladies and gentlemen. GDP contracted by 32.9%, ladies and gentlemen. The banks have already forecast a drop of 5% in GDP for the whole of 2020. A drop of 5% in GDP. So we need this, ladies and gentlemen. Retail sales from April to June 2020. They're off by 8%, comparing it to the same time last year. So But we still need this funding. You need the funding to be able to upgrade your operations so you could welcome more retail sales to save this country, ladies and gentlemen. That's the tactic that we need to employ. Ensure that each and every one of you is funded. As I have vowed on this channel, ladies and gentlemen, and as I said before, I welcome everyone else, every other YouTube channel with open arms, with whatever resource, anything that I could provide, because there are things that they do that I don't do. So let me know what you think. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Watch this video right here for continued economic injury disaster loan advance and stimulus coverage. Click the like button if you like the video. Click the subscribe button to stay on top of my findings. I will report what everybody will not, but we'll stop at nothing, and am fully open to work with everybody to ensure that each and every one of you is funded and you have the monetary ammunition to save this country, ladies and gentlemen. May God bless you. May God bless the United States of America and everybody else on this planet. Talk soon.